Good morning. Topic for my today's presentation is COVID, lung cancer management, what a pulmonologist needs to know. And this will be covered under the headings, the diagnosis part as well as the treatment part. In diagnosis part, the OPD priorities, imaging priorities, diagnostic biopsies, staging, and the treatment part, thoracic surgery, systemic anti-cancer therapy, and the radiotherapy. So, in the diagnosis part, all patients should be triaged. Those without cancer or low risk for cancer, they can be seen by telephone consultation. And ensure minimum visits to hospital for all patients. So all investigations in one setting or a joint clinics can be used for this. So this is ESMO recommendation, that is European Society of Medical Oncology recommendation. They have suggested 3 priorities: high priority, medium priority, as well as the low priority. The high priority patients are the patients' condition that is immediately life-threatening or clinically unstable patients, and or the magnitude of benefit qualifies the intervention as high priority. Like if it improves the overall survival of the patient, or if it significantly improves the quality of life. Then medium priority are the patient's situation is non-critical, but delay beyond 6 weeks could potentially impact overall outcome. And low priority patients are patients' condition is stable enough that services can be delayed for the duration of the COVID-19 pandemic. So the ESMO recommendation for outpatient visit priorities are: high priority is a new diagnosis or suspicion of invasive cancer with either disease-related symptoms or clinically stage 2 or metastatic cancer. Visits for treatment administration. Medium priority are the ones new diagnosis or suspicion of clinically stage 1 and established patients with new problems or symptoms for treatment. Low priority are survivorship visits and patients visit for psychological support. So priorities of lung disease imaging. High priority patients are patients with significant respiratory symptoms. It could be cancer related or treatment related. Standard staging workup for stage 2 and above. And biopsies of suspicious nodules for suspected cancer of stage 3 and above, stage 3 and 4. The standard staging workup for early lung cancer, that is stage 1, will come under medium priorities, and biopsies of suspicious nodules for suspected cancer of stage 1 and 2 also medium priority. So this is the priorities of incidental nodules, like solid nodules of 50 to 500 mm cube size, a pleural based solid nodule of 5 to 10 mm, partially solid nodules with a non-solid component of more than or equal to 8 mm, and non-volume doubling time of 400 to 600 days is medium priority ones. And low priorities, solid nodules less than 50 mm cube and pleural based solid nodules less than 5 mm, and partially solid nodules of with a non-solid component of less than 8 mm and non-solid nodule of less than 8 mm. And lung cancer screening can be deferred until the COVID-19 pandemic resolves. So any patients is a suspicious nodules that is suggestive of cancer, then the cancer risk should be assessed by the Herder score. And according to the risk, the proceed directly to surgery, or if percutaneous lung biopsy is possible, that is preferred over bronchoscopy. And this table is taken from the BTS guidelines. And for malignant indication, low risk of COVID-19 infection or recovered from confirmed COVID-19 patients, nasal or oral RT-PCR is done. And if it is negative, then call patients within 1 working day of procedure and ask for symptoms like fever or new continuous cough, travel and unprotected COVID-19 contacts. If anything of this present, then patient will go back to here. So if it is not present, then proceed with bronchoscopy. A confirmed or suspected COVID-19 infection, avoid bronchoscopy for at least 28 days from the onset of infection, and reassess the fitness for procedure and symptoms after that. If there is symptoms, then further 7 days of isolation is suggested. If there is no symptoms, then patients will go into this path. Even if the COVID-19 test is negative and patient is having these symptoms, then patient will again go back to this path. That is because the sensitivity of the COVID-19 test is not 100%. And drainage of pleurodesis of pleural effusion and pericardial effusion tamponade, evacuation of empyema or abscess, and diagnostic procedure like mediastinoscopy, thoracoscopy, pleural biopsy, endoscopy, transthoracic investigations for diagnostic or staging workup will come under high priority. So, for staging, use PET-CT prior to any staging EBUS and identify an alternative biopsy target if possible. If there is no evidence of nodal involvement in the recent PET-CT, it's acceptable to omit the invasive mediastinal staging. But if there is any evidence of N1 disease or nodal involvement, then invasive mediastinal staging is recommended. Mediastinoscopy can be considered as an alternative to EBUS because it's not an aerosol generating procedure. Then treatment, risk of COVID-19 must be balanced against the risk of the patient of lung cancer progression. All small cell lung cancer treatment will come under high priority because it's a aggressive tumor. And for non-small cell lung cancer, so in stage 1 and stage 2, pure GGO can usually be deferred for 6 months or more. And clinical stage 1 lipocytic adenocarcinoma, we can wait for 3 to 6 months. And patients with clinical stage 1A1 solid tumors can usually be deferred for 2 to 3 months. So except for this stage, all the stages of like 1A2 to 3A, this has to be the treatment is the thoracic surgery should be done within 1 month because it affects the overall survival of the patient. And stage 3A with N2 disease, if it is only one lymph node is involved, then we can proceed with the surgery. But multiple lymph nodes are involved, then definitely chemoradiation is the treatment. Medical oncology priorities are high priority patients are for concomitant chemoradiotherapy. All small cell lung cancer treatment will come under high priority. And neoadjuvant chemotherapy in clinical stage 2 non-small cell carcinoma, delivery of adjuvant chemotherapy in T3, 4 or N2 disease for young and fit patients. Medium priority are SCB or SBRT for stage 1 cancer. This is under radiotherapy. Medium priority are adjuvant chemotherapy in T2B, T3N0, N1 disease, and medical follow-up and blood checkup between 2 cycles. And low priority are the one adjuvant chemotherapy in stage T1A, T2B, N0 with negative prognostic features like lymphovascular infiltration. So for locally advanced cancer, the high priority patients are concomitant chemoradiotherapy for small cell lung cancer and concomitant or sequential chemoradiotherapy for inoperable non-small cell lung cancer. Medical follow-up and blood checkup in between 2 cycles will come under medium priority. For metastatic lung cancer, first line treatment with chemotherapy, immunotherapy or tyrosine kinase inhibitors is high priority. Second line chemotherapy or immunotherapy in symptomatic and progressive disease is also in high priority. And anti-PD-L1 schedule cycles should be modified, delayed to reduce the clinical visits. So usually this will be administered once in 2 weeks or once in 3 weeks. Now, because of COVID pandemic, it should be administered like once in 4 weeks or 6 weeks. Medium priority are start Means second line and beyond line chemotherapy in asymptomatic patients will come under medium priority. So, and wherever possible, oral chemotherapy will be substituted for intravenous. So, the basics of systemic anti-cancer therapy modification COVID-19 is like the risk of patient should be counseled about the risk of chemotherapy during the pandemic, and for curative intent systemic therapy should continue uninterrupted as local resources permit. If the resource is limited, it may be reasonable to delay adjuvant chemotherapy for up to 4 months. And in metastatic settings, treatment interval prolongation of different doses may be more reasonable. All the efforts should be made to continue treatment on schedule. And consider using regimens which reduce the chemotherapy chair time and therefore the potential exposure, and utilize the least labor intensive regimen when where possible. Use a maximum of 4 cycles of cytotoxic chemotherapy per course. Third or more line therapy should not be offered routinely. And upon progression from oral therapy, circulating tumor DNA testing for resistance mechanism may be a reasonable option rather than the tissue testing. And radiotherapy, always use hypofractionated regimens. And for palliative radiotherapy, consider offering radiotherapy without a tissue diagnosis patient unlikely to benefit from systemic therapy. Omit PCI and thoracic consolidation for extensive stage non-small cell lung cancer. So regarding the treatment, diagnosis and treatment of mesothelioma, reinstate local anesthetic thoracoscopy or VATS in patients with suspected mesothelioma after a full discussion with the patient about the risk, benefit, and likely treatment. Outpatient therapeutic aspiration or indwelling pleural catheter insertion should be preferred over procedures that require an inpatient stay. Consider assessing cell blocks from pleural fluid to minimize the invasive inpatient procedures. That is, a cytological sample should be placed in formalin processed as histological samples to minimize the risk of infection to staff.